I don't know where to start. That, I think, is the single biggest obstacle to people consistently and successfully tapping. And I don't mean you don't know generally where to start. You know, there's something wrong. You know, there is pain. You know, there's discomfort. You know, action is not happening. But just because we have a big picture understanding and a sense of dissatisfaction about where we are, that doesn't mean we know how to start and what to do. And I don't know about you, but I don't like feeling dumb. I don't like feeling incompetent. And so if I don't know how to do something or I don't know how to start, I don't. So today what we're going to do in the podcast is we're going to talk about 3 really simple things you can do the next time you sit down to tap and you don't know what that first phrase is or where you need to start. This is Monterastelli, and welcome to the Tapping Q&A podcast, recorded live to tape from Williamsburg in Brooklyn. This is episode 672, originally aired September 4th, 2025. Hi, everyone. I hope this finds you well wherever you are and whatever time of day you're getting a chance to listen to this. Thanks for spending a little time with me today. For the last year of my life, as a teacher, as a practitioner, as someone who just taps on the regular on their own, the issue that has been most centered at the front of my mind as I'm trying to navigate all of this is to move away from my students and my clients knowing how to do more and actually tapping more. So much so, my monthly classes that I teach as part of the Tapping Mastery Academy, we actually completely restructured them starting back in the fall, where we've created integration guides to go along with the training. So you're not just walking away from a training and you know how to do something and it just goes and it lives somewhere in a hard drive or it lives in the back of your head and you never use it. Integration is key. Taking action is key. It does not matter how much tapping you know. It only matters how much tapping you do. Now, we need to be skilled. We need to know how to do it to be successful. But for me, the biggest issue is starting. That inertia is real. Things at rest stay at rest. Things in motion stay in motion. And the more often we do something, the easier it is for us to come back again and again and again. And you know what it's like to tap with a really skilled practitioner. You know what it's like to have tapping phrases that just feel like they are written for you. I have clients all the time saying, Gene, it's like you're inside of my head. And then we get home and we try and do it on our own. And we can't find those exact words. We can't find that exact rhythm. And so we feel overwhelmed, we feel silly, we feel dumb, and we don't do it. So 3 really simple things that you can do the next time you sit down to tap to get yourself started. This is not a full tapping session. But if you do one of these 3 things, or you do all 3 of these things, you're going to get going. Things are going to surface, and it's going to be so much easier for you to use this amazing tool the way you know that you can. So, number 1. Wordless tapping or content-free intervention. Basically, what this means is we're going to stimulate the points, but we're not actually going to say anything. And we know there have been multiple studies that have shown simply stimulating these points creates change in the body. And so all you need to do is you just need to remember where the points are, and you just need to let your fingers do the walking, and you don't even need to remember where the points are. You need to remember where a point is. Anytime I feel stuck, anytime I feel like I'm not exactly sure how to move forward with anything, tapping or anything else, my right hand just comes up and just starts thumping on my collarbone. And I can just feel my system change. Even as I do that right now, recording this podcast, like just tapping on my collarbone, I can feel decompression in my shoulders. I'm not tuning into anything because I'm focusing on what I'm sharing with you right now. But that simple stimulus is enough. And so when we are doing wordless tapping, there's kind of 3 ways that I like to do this. Way number 1 is just tap. That's it. I'm doing nothing else. I am just tapping, and I'm just moving from point to point to point. Oftentimes I set a timer, but what it does is it just downregulates, it creates some clarity, it makes it easier for me to move forward. So I'm going to tap on something else. Now that I'm calmer, I'm not stressed about a good session. I'm not stressed about getting it right. I just tap. Way number 2 that I use wordless tapping is I notice. And basically all I do is I move from tapping point to tapping point as I just scan my body and I just notice. And I'm not diagnosing anything. I'm not transforming anything. I'm not bringing new information to anything. I literally just scan. Oh, look, there's a little tension in my shoulder. Huh, I noticed something around my kidney and my back. Huh, there's a little tension in my hips. That's it. And I just move from point to point. Now, for me, when I'm scanning and I'm noticing if I'm sitting down, I have a tendency to stop at my hips and forget to keep scanning as if that is all my body. So make sure you scan all the way tippy toes to tippy top of your head to make it easier for you to navigate that. And then the third version of it is what I call witnessing. And witnessing is just saying what is going on. So it's a step further than noticing. So I notice that there is tightness in my shoulder. And I'm like, huh, look at that. There's some tension in my shoulder. And it's just in my trap muscles. And it feels kind of heavy. And it feels like it's holding tension. So all I'm doing is I'm not just noticing it, but I'm witnessing it. And again, a witness is not a teacher. A witness is not providing reframe. I'm just saying what is there. So way number one, when you don't know where to start on tapping in a way that is wordless. Way number two, the emotion about the issue. Now, in this case, the emotion is about not knowing how to start. And I'm frustrated, I'm disappointed, I'm overwhelmed. So the tapping just looks a little something like this. I just move from point to point. Right now, I am sitting down to tap. And I have no idea what to say. And I have no idea where to start. And I feel a little foolish because tapping is so easy and tapping is so simple. And I give myself permission to not be in a rush, to not be in a worry. And I give myself permission to be easy and gentle with myself as I sit here, knowing that all I need to do is a little tapping. Now, when we do that, what it does is it releases all of the pressure and the frustration that is making it hard for us to see what to tap on. Because it's really hard for me to have clarity if I'm tight. What do I tap on? This needs to be successful. I want to overcome this. By creating that space, it makes it so much easier for us to navigate in that particular way. So, way number one, content-free tapping. Way number two, simply tap about the issues that we don't know what's going on. Way number three, and this is one of my favorite phrases, and I use it all the time with myself, and I use it with my clients. And when you hear that I use it with myself, it's going to sound a little bit odd. But the way that it goes is I like adding as a prefix to what I'm tapping on is, I know I don't know the answer to this, but if I did. So in this particular case, I'm in a circumstance where it's like, I know I don't know where to start, but if I did, it would be. And even though I know consciously as I do this for myself, I'm playing a game with my subconscious mind, it's going to work. It's going to create space. It's going to create transformation. It's going to make it easier for me to engage with something in that particular way. And so when you're sitting down to tap, all you need to do is just tap on the side of your hand, take a nice big deep breath and go, right now I'm sitting down to tap and I don't know where to start. But if I did know where to start, that would be. And the reason why this phrase is so magical is it's releasing the need to be right. Because the subconscious only wants to pursue something that is the right path. And so by giving myself space in that way of saying, well, I don't know what the answer is, but if I did, I'm giving myself permission to guess. And I can even say guess. I don't know where to start what I'm tapping right now, but I give myself permission to guess at a good place to start. And so what this does is it's just going to create space. So the next time you sit down to tap, very, very simply, 1, content-free tapping. 2, tap on the emotion about not knowing where to start. 3, I don't know where to start, but if I did, I'm guessing it is. And fill in the blank. If you do one or all 3 of those the next time you sit down to tap, you're going to be shocked and amazed. And if you did all 3 of those, you could do all 3 of those in under 3 minutes. It is going to set the table for you to sit down and go after and tap on powerful, powerful, powerful things. So very, very simple. Give that a go. If you know someone in your life who would appreciate something like this, pass it along. We always joke about the fact that our marketing budget is your word of mouth. So if you know someone who would appreciate something like this, they're a tapper, but they're not tapping as much as they'd like, please pass this along. The other thing I want you to check out, and we do this at the end of every single episode, this is an idea I got from Alex Schmidt at Secretly Incredibly Fascinating, which is one of my favorite geeky podcasts that I listen to every single week, is at the end of his episodes, he does a random number generator to find a past episode for you to check out. I did the exact same thing. Before I hit record, I went back and my random number generator gave me 348, and 348 is Raising Happy, Healthy Kids with Tapping with Carrie Conti. It's a really, really fun conversation. If you are a parent or if you have children in your life that you care for, this is a conversation that you should check out. All you need to do is go to tappingqna.com/348, and it will take you to that absolutely amazing interview. As you look at the screen right now, you will see a link to the entire playlist of the Tapping Q&A podcast. Dive into the archive. There is something that is waiting there for you, and I look forward to talking with you and tapping with you again real soon. Bye-bye.